Welcome to toy-polloi, parental guidance. This video contains scenes of Lego destruction.
Hello and welcome to another video from toy-polloi, and in today's video we are going to be making some repairs to this vintage Super Smurf Photographer. Now I've had this in my collection for quite a while, but it has one key issue, and that is the little pneumatic shutter control that's supposed to come out of the camera here, which is a little cable with a little squidgy thing on the end, is broken off and missing, and this is an incredibly common problem with this figure. So I thought today it would be fun to make a replacement, and for that we're going to be using a little piece of styrene and a little piece of Lego. So let's get on with the project and we'll make this replacement part. Okay, so here we have the Super Smurfs camera, and this is made out of three pieces. We have this the rubber main part of the camera, we have this little stand that goes in the bottom, and then on the side we have the shutter release mechanism, of which I've just got this tiny little bit left. Let me show you a picture of what the shutter mechanism should look like. As you can see, we have a round piece of plastic that comes out of the bit that I have, and then on the end is a little sort of squidgy ball. It's what the photographer would have pressed to open and close the shutter, and on this one that whole piece is missing. So let's work out how we are going to replace that. And as you can see, I have my box of Lego here because I was thinking about this for a while, thinking what could I use, and then I remember there are a couple of key pieces of Lego that are very useful indeed, which are these Lego axle pins and sort of generic Technic pins. And I have this one here, which to me looks pretty much like that little sort of cable release. So this is an axle bar with a tow ball on the end of it. I will put the number at the bottom of the screen if you want to get one for yourself, and all we've got to do is actually cut off the axle part of this, and then that sort of looks to me like the little cable release. So that's the main part we're going to use, and then we need a piece of styrene. We could actually use another piece of Lego. In fact, we could use something like a whip antenna. I've got one here, and a whip antenna is a nice sort of 2mm thick piece of round plastic, and that could work, but the problem with these is they are pretty stiff and you can't actually bend them. And if you look at the original cable release that comes with this Smurf, it's got a slight curve to it. So in this instance I'm not going to be using one of these, but I'm going to be using pretty much the same thing. So this is a 2mm rod. You can actually buy 2mm styrene rods, which is what I have here, and the great thing with this is that we can add a curve to it. So a combination of this Lego piece and this styrene rod, we should be able to make a nice replacement part. So let's get on with that. First thing we need to do then is to actually cut this Lego piece down. We're basically going to be cutting off the axle part of it. The round end is pretty round. There is a little sort of mark where the piece was obviously processed in the factory. I think we can just sort of sand that down just to make it a little bit rounder. Yeah, that will sand down pretty well, so not going to worry about that. And we're just going to cut the axle part off with a pair of plastic nippers, and then I will also sand that end down so that it's nice and flat. I think that will be pretty much all we need to do. Then we'll just have to drill a hole in it so that we can insert this piece of styrene rod. But yeah, let's get this sort of modified first and see what it looks like. Already that is not looking too bad. So that really is just that piece of Lego trimmed down and stuck on some 2mm styrene rod. And the great thing about the styrene rod is I can actually just add a bit of a bend to it, which is what I sort of wanted to do, because you can see in that original photo there's just a slight curve to this, and if you were using Lego you wouldn't be able to add this curve easily. You'd have to heat up the plastic and sort of gently sort of bend it, but with the styrene rod you can see I can just add that bend by hand, and that's really all that needs. Now we come on to the more tricky job of actually drilling the hole in this original little piece of plastic. What I could actually do is just replace this completely, but I'd like to try and keep it just because it is an original piece. So I'm going to be using my pin vise. You saw when I was drilling the hole in the piece of Lego I used my little drill with a 2mm drill bit, and that was because this is a larger piece, so it's easy to drill a bigger hole into a larger piece of plastic. On this it is an incredibly small piece of plastic, so I'm going to be using my pin vise, and I've got a very small drill bit at the moment just to drill a pilot pilot hole, and then once I've got a pilot hole in, I will swap the drill bit on this to a 2mm one, and I will drill this a bit bigger. I can just be a whole lot more accurate with the pin vise than I can with the drill. So let's get this drilled, and then we'll do a little test fit, and then we can see about painting that. But I'm pretty happy with how that's looking already. So there we have a 2mm hole drilled in, and I can insert this piece of styrene just to see what it looks like. Yeah, that's working pretty well. You can see though I haven't actually trimmed this down, so let's cut this to about the right length. I'm sort of thinking it needs to come out. He's sort of standing there, he's quite low down, so yeah, possibly about that long. So if I just trim it there, if it goes wrong and it isn't the right length, I can always replace this, but I think we can sort of guesstimate this pretty well. We can insert that in. I will glue this in the end, but I'm going to leave that until I've actually painted everything up. Let's do a test fit and see what that looks like. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. So if we stand it there, it's about the right position. He certainly can hold that in his hand. Yeah, I'm happy with that. The bit of styrene is a little bit thicker than the original sort of plastic would have been, but working with smaller plastic can be a bit tricky, so I think a thicker bit of plastic is perfectly acceptable for this. If you want to do this yourself, maybe you could get some 1.5mm thick styrene rod, but I think this 2mm stuff actually doesn't look too bad. So yeah, that is pretty good. That's going to work really nicely. So let's get some paint out, give this a coat of paint. Now it's time to paint this, and I'm going to be using just some Vallejo model paints. These are acrylics, which will have a matte finish, so once I'm finished painting, I'm going to put a sort of semi-gloss coat on it, because I think this has a little bit of a shine to it. That plastic, you can see, does have a bit of a shine. The colour is really awkward, I'm going to say. It's a sort of like toffee butterscotch sort of colour. So what I've got here is this is a game colour. This is 72.006, which is called Sun Yellow. I think mixing that with a bit of black and white, I should be able to get this sort of toffee colour. We'll see. I might have to get some other colours out just to sort of blend it in, but I think that's going to be a good basis anyway. So let's get as close as we can to this sort of toffee coloured plastic. I made a slight modification to the colours that I used on the second coat. It just wasn't quite the right sort of shade, so I've actually added a bit of this game colour, which is called leather brown, and that's giving it the right sort of tone. It's as close as I think I'm going to get, and by the time that's actually in place, I don't think you'll notice. So I'm just going to give this time to dry, and then I'm going to put a clear coat on top with a satin varnish just to give it the same sort of sheen as the original plastic and paint of the Smurf, and then we'll put the figure together and see what it looks like. And here we go. Here is the finished Super Smurf Photographer. I'm really happy with how this has turned out, and it just shows you how simple a restoration and repair can be. Just one piece of Lego and one piece of styrene rod, and we've been able to get this looking as good as new. And really, when it comes to fixing toys, the first place I always look is my box of Lego spares, because you just never know what's going to be in there and what piece might just work when it comes to replacing a little part like this. And in this instance, the axle with the little toe ball on the end of it really was a perfect match for the piece that was missing. And in total, I think this has probably only taken me about half an hour to repair, so it's really been a fun little project. If you've enjoyed this video, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the bell to be notified each time I upload a new video. And if you've really enjoyed it and want to help me here at toy-polloi, then why not think about becoming a Patreon or YouTube channel member. You get early access to all of my restoration videos, and also access to an exclusive video series called On the Cutting Mat, where I show projects and restorations that you won't see anywhere else. So have a think about that, and thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching toy-polloi. Subscribe for more great videos.